Everyone, this is Bev from Art by Bedell, and I am very thankful that you are here with me today. We are on day 10 of Junk Journal, January, and our prompt for today is intricate. I have started beforehand my prompt on my page because I didn't think you needed to be hearing the punch. The punch, the way it works, it's a Martha Stewart punch that was gifted to me. And what I'm going to do is how you do it is you put your page in there, and then you have to line it up, slide it over to the right or to the left. You're going to end up doing both sides, and punch it again, making sure that the previous one you punched lines up with the silver here. So we'll have this in here, and this one that I've punched is going to line up with this silver, and then you'll punch it again. And then you'll get a really nice border like this. Now that border, you can use it as a border, you could use it as a stencil. I am using it as both today. So let me show you what I have done. I have taken my piece of vellum, which is my next page in my journal. I'm gonna open this up just so that maybe you can see it better on colored paper. And I have punched out a border just like this onto my vellum page. Then I have taken my border that I've punched out right here, and I've also taken my vintage photo ink and my tool, and I've just rubbed over it like that. And what it's going to do is it's going to, on the vellum, it needed to be highlighted because you really couldn't see it. But not only that, but it works as a stencil and you get your design underneath. So I took my vellum, my punched border. My next page is this coffee stained copy paper. And I had my copy paper in there. And I did just as I said right here. And I rubbed it and I got my border here. Our prompt being intricate, I feel that's an intricate punch. And intricate would be like fussy, would be like detailed, would be like time-consuming. Those are the words that comes to my mind when I think of intricate. I think of beauty. But anyhow, this is kind of tiny and small border and a tiny and small intricate design. So that's what I'm going to do for my vellum on this side. And then I'm going to add my number 10. So let's glue this down and we'll have our number 10 right out of the way first thing this morning. There won't be any forgetting. So cutting out images or these numbers is intricate work. To get inside some of these numbers, there's a little bit difficult and a tedious job. Anyhow, there's our number 10 on the front of a vellum page. On the back of our vellum page, again, I'm going to put this behind it and hopefully you can see it better on the colored paper. I don't know if it makes a difference or not. I think it would. I have this check stub. Again, a whole bunch of these were gifted to me. And I have torn the edge and I've inked up around front and back. Now the front side, I want to appear, we'll turn this over, on my vellum, just like that. So behind the vellum and all these dragonflies, you're going to see the dragonflies and the design. And I just thought that was kind of pretty. So I will ink this up. Or I've already inked it up. See, I told you I feel like a broken record. It's on autopilot. Ink this up. Okay, and then I'm going to put some glue on this and glue that down. So over top of this, I want to add some of my punched border. So I am going to, let's see, turn it, which way? I'm going to turn it this way. I'll just lay that down, use it as a stencil, and apply some ink. And there we have a nice border on here. We can apply a little more ink around the inside of this and make that stand out a little bit more even. This will be colored a nice brown color, and that'll be the lighter yellow color. Now I'll put this back in here because this is also a page we're working on. There. So on this side, I'm going to have, well, actually both sides. I have this stencil. It's called a mini swirl stencil. It's by the Crafter's Workshop. And as you can see, the label where the number would be on it is worn right off. Anyhow, what I'm going to do is, I'll set this aside. I'm going to take this and I'm going to add some ink to the top, not on my pages, just here on my scrap paper. I'm just going to add some ink to the top of the stencil. Now I can get a little bit of this to come through underneath, very, very little, but that's not what I'm after. I will then take my mini mister and give that a mist, just a little mist, and take it to my paper and lay it down. What I'm after, just some intricate lines, not necessarily lines that I'm going to use for journaling. It's just a design that I'm after. And so I have enough water on that. I can get another image. Very, very nice. And possibly even another. There we go. That gives us a little bit more to our background on our paper. I also want to do that same technique over here on this paper. So I need more ink on it. Rub my ink on it. Spritz it with a little water. Oh, it came through perfectly here because it was wet. There's an idea we may not want to forget. All right, and then I'm going to put a piece of paper down here, because I have to put my stencil on there. And cover that up like that. And then I'll take this, and let's do it this way. And put it down, and pull it up. And there we go. Let's do it again and get some up here. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, just a little bit up here. We'll just kind of go off it like this. There we go, guys. Now, this little happy accident that happened over here on our scrap paper was because this was wet. When I took my applicator and I went to put on more ink, it was wet, so it went through those lines much better. There we go. It happened twice in a row. So if you really want those lines to be more defined, then that's the way you need to do that, is to have your stencil slightly damp, just slightly, and go on it with your brush that already has some ink on it, and then you'll get your lines. And to think, all this time I've been taking a pen and just using it like that, and taking a pen and going through there and getting those lines, which worked, but it was tedious. It was intricate. Okay, so I have some intricate designs on here with the stencil here that I'm created from a punch, and then the stencil that was a stencil to get some lines. I'm going to dry those now. Intricate also means to me all those little details that you add to a project. Sometimes those little details will make your main image and everything just pop, whereas without them it felt like there was something missing. So I want to have some flowers. You would have to know that I would do that by now, right? And this is where I've been getting some of my images. It's the Ultimate Plant and Garden book. Let's see. Oh, trying to look for a copyright date. First published in 1996. Anyhow, I have some flowers here that I have chosen that I want to fussy cut. So I'm going to start with just cutting the square out. I could rip it out too, but we're just going to cut the square out. And this is a type of rose here. So I want that one. And then also back here, I have a camellia. And I'm going to cut that out. And I have chosen one more. And it is right here, another camellia. And let's see, trying to decide which one I want to use. That one kind of has some of it chopped off. This one does not. So let's take this one and this one. We may put this on the edge of a paper. Then I will take my images and my scissors of choice, and that is totally up to whatever is comfortable for your hand. I will fussy cut these images out. You don't need to sit here and watch me do fussy cut. When I am done fussy cutting all of these, I will be back. So I have my images all cut out, and I think this is the layout that I want to use. I did have these other two flowers in here, but decided that I just didn't know if I really liked that much going on. So I'm going to take those out. And then this is the bigger space for journaling, and usually I have more for my thought for my day than my gratitude. You watch it be the other way around this time. So I am going to glue these down, and then we have a little bit more that I want to do. I want to make sure that I don't want to put anything underneath them. I don't think so, not this time. So let's get these glued down. So in bringing something from the right to the left, or the left to the right, of course I did my stencil design and I did the reverse stencil here. I also added a piece of the coffee stained copy paper underneath my gratitude word, and then I added a piece of my check stub underneath my thought for the day. So it all kind of coordinates. I want to do a little bit of doodling on the page now. As it stands, it's good. It could be done. By the time I add my journaling to it, it certainly gives it enough going on. But I feel like maybe for intricate, maybe if we do a little bit of doodling or something around it, a little bit of fussy work. So this is to the point where I could get, like, I would say it could be done. And then I decide, well, let's add something more. And then I'm disappointed afterwards. Let's hope not. I like with the papers and the different textures, when I go to add that, I can audition. I can try it on for size and see what I think of it. And then when you go with the painting and the doodling, it's like you're going for it. It's on there. There's no turning back. The only thing you can do at this point is, if you decide you don't like it, then you will have to somehow cover it up. So I will just turn on some music and let you watch what I'm going to do here when it gets too boring. What I'm after here that I'm doing right now is adding some shading to the outside. And I'm using it's a pencil called, it's a water Stabilo All pencil 045. Now this works much better on paper that has a sealer on it, like clear gesso. Okay, that's going to be my intricate. That's my doodles. And we're going to call it quits at that before I totally am unhappy with it. Right now, it's all good. I will get my journaling done, and this page will be done. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day, and we shall see you again tomorrow for day 11. Bye now.